summer vacation?
I mean, I have some freedom. I don't know what to do. What was that summer? This is too brutal in USA. What do you guys think? 3 months with the kids 24/7. Every morning I'm waking up and seeing the same faces all the time, over and over. 3 months. It should be 1 month maximum. 4 weeks.
I agree.
It's everywhere. Europe.
I mean, they are happy. I am happy. Everybody's happy right now. Back to school.
Yeah.
The secret is summer camps.
Yeah.
Summer camps and grandparents.
Yeah, we have to sign them up from our womb, probably, right? That's how they are busy they are. So this is the first time we are having a kid.
Yay!
Beautiful, amazing woman.
So we're here with Mariana Birchall, and she is an astrologer. Mariana,
We know your guys in Brazil.
yeah,
You
we say
said
astrólogo.
astrologer. Sounds always much better. Please just use AI for translating because you guys, yesterday you talked and
It was perfect. How did you end up working with vocational astrology and not going to this niche where, I don't know, there are many people who do that, right? So can you talk a little bit about this?
Yes, with pleasure. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about my story because it's connected to this vocational astrology. Well, I was born in Minas, in Brazil. I moved to Rio. So I started studying engineering. And then I moved to business. I started working in banking. I got married very early. I had my son when I was 23. And things that we cannot control. My first husband died when I was 28. My son was 4. I'm just telling this because this is part of my
trajectory.
I left banking and I opened my first business at the time. Actually, I opened my first store 1 week after my husband passed away. So I started doing business. It was a big success.
What kind of store was it?
Shoes, bags, belts.
For the girls.
Everything girls love.
We had more than 20 stores. It was a big success. And what happened is I married again. My husband sold his business and he always dreamed about having an experience abroad. He said, oh, now it's the perfect time. We can bring all the kids. I think it's going to be amazing. For 2 years, I didn't want to come. I thought it was crazy. I had my business. We were all happy. And then I was astrology and I said, oh my God, that's a perfect time to do something new, to move to another country, to learn. And we have together 4 kids. He has 2 kids from the previous marriage. And it was a good timing because astrology was always with me all of my life, always as a hobby. So we moved to Geneva at the beginning to spend 1 year, like to learn French, to make new friends, to have an European experience. And then I fell in love with life here. And I said, oh my God, I don't want to go back. I don't want to.
What is it about Geneva that you love?
It's quiet. Although everybody said I would not make friends, I have amazing friends here.
Would they say that? Right?
Just one funny story. I have a friend who at the time knew Geneva so well. He asked, you know how Geneva is? Geneva has twice the size of Rio Cemetery with half of the fun. And I said, oh my God.
That's funny.
But one thing interesting, one thing I work a lot is what we call astrocartography. With each person, we have different energy in different places. So I did this astrocartography for all of my family. For most of the family, Geneva would bring very positive energy. For one, not so positive. And for me, it was nothing special. And it's completely different for each individual, okay? So we decided to stay. And at the time, working with my business didn't make any sense if we wanted to stay. So I sold my business. And my husband said, Mariana, you need to work. You cannot do nothing. And I said, you're right. What should I do? And then I had astrology like every day. So I had my first client just to try. And I love it. My client loved it. She recommended me. And during COVID, I started working as crazy. I could never imagine a career that started so busy so soon. And then that's when I realized that I should focus more on the vocational, because I'm a good example. I don't have nothing special in my birth chart, but I just use all my possibilities, all my talents, and I use all the good timings in astrology. So that's what I try to offer to my clients. And
I
of
mean,
course,
I'm happy to hear one good COVID positivity here. Like COVID,
Yes.
it brought us you.
And I have to say, your name is Mariana Birchall. It could be Mariana birth
Like a
chart.
birth.
Birth
Yeah.
chart.
Really, Julia? Really? You went there right now? Sorry.
And
Go on. I'm curious about the story, guys. Please.
and Mariana, what is vocational astrology? Like,
okay, let's talk about vocational astrology. Most of the people I have here, at the beginning, I worked mostly with women. I thought that they would ask me more about family, about relationship, but now women, they are worried about work. They want to work, to produce something. And I think everybody's talking to have a life purpose in a sense
This
that
gives
they
me goosebumps, guys, right now. Like we are here.
We are
Actually that.
right? Yeah.
Like we cannot be just mothers and women only. Yes.
And I think we have a tendency of limiting ourselves too much. Oh, if I'm a mother, I cannot work. Of course, I like to work with values. We value different things in different times. Like when we are young, we want to work, make a lot of money. And when we are a mother, we want to work to produce something that makes sense. But at the same time, we need more flexibility. We can find something that we love that can fit to our moment in life with small kids, with teenagers. And let's not forget, kids, they grow up fast and they leave us.
and
Have
we are left with nothing.
Oh, we're left with our husbands. What are you talking about?
And what is interesting is at the beginning, I was working mostly with women. They wanted that quit their jobs to take care of kids. So I was helping them. It's not that I'm going to tell the person going to be this, going to do that. It's like, it's a teamwork. I just interpreted the birth chart. I try to do a communication between the person and what I see, give options, and always a big success because I usually tell something that the person said, "Oh my God, this would fit perfectly." It's like, it's not, I'm giving options. And sometimes we get so stuck into situations and we forget to think out of the box. And sometimes the thing is right here and you don't see. And when I said, the person said, "Oh my God, that's the thing." And
Yeah.
I have amazing story like of people starting doing something again. And now, what is interesting, I have a lot of clients, men between 40 and 60. They also trying to look for something. Sometimes even we can do two things at the same time. It's not for everybody, I know. And sometimes we can change, or sometimes we can start studying to do a career changing later in life. But the thing is to have something to look ahead to motivate us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many of us are in this because you are sinking into more to your life and you are actually looking for your life purpose later as you're getting
Exactly, yeah.
older. And so many of us are just kind of lost or trying to get out, trying to do something different. And it's so amazing when you come in and you give them
Can
sort
talk
of
to someone
direction.
with a
Yeah.
team. I like the word team. You guys becoming a team.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And I feel that, I don't know, for me, during COVID was when I realized it was time to change. Things started changing inside of me, and I went looking for other options because I used to work with communications, journalism, and psychologist, psychoanalyst, and I love what I do. I started with yoga and other things, and then people were so open to talk about their life to me that I realized oh, maybe I could do this. I love what I do, and I think it was the right way. And Mariana showed me that I was on the right track. I'm very happy about this. And you gave some information about your birth chart.
I am actually in the process of going back to school and studying. And I was wondering what are the stars are saying? Am I on the right track or not? Can you help with something like that?
Krista, what are you going to start studying?
I'm thinking about going back to school after so many years that I left school. I have a degree in teaching and I took some art and I love psychology. So I'm looking to study art therapy, to become an art therapy practitioner.
You love Carl Jung, right?
Yeah, I do listen and read a lot.
And we share a lot of information. When she speaks Hungarian, and I keep telling her there's an amazing psychoanalyst called Sándor Ferenc, and he's super popular as we speak. And she speaks Hungarian, which is one of the hardest languages in the world. She could easily transcribe his book.
My second degree after the art
We
therapy.
could talk about business later.
But what are they saying? Am I in the right path? Is this the right time?
Let me explain my work. There are so many different ways to work with astrology. The first one is the chart reading. So, what is the birth chart reading? It's the picture of the sky the moment we are born. So, for over 10,000 years, men look at the sky and notice some tendencies. I'm going to talk about tendency. For vocational, it's very interesting because I give options. Like, imagine if you don't want to tell me anything about what you want to do. If I take a look at your birth chart, first thing that calls my attention, you were born on a new moon. Both sun and moon were in a sign of Gemini, is a sign of communication, information, teaching, learning. And both sun and moon, they are the most private, intimate house. It's a house related to our psychological base. So you have a focus on therapy. So you can talk about therapy, talk about people, talk about emotions. So it would work. And you it's one thing. Another interesting thing, you were born in a new moon. New moon is also related to a new start. So you could start in a new country, a new profession. So everything is related. Okay. Another interesting thing, you have Jupiter, the plan of abundancy, the planet of going overseas and other countries, of a lot in a house of career. Could mean different thing, but many professions, like many career. I have Jupiter also. I did banking, I did business, and now I'm an astrologer. You have something similar. But at the same time, the 10th house is a house related.
It's related to
Jupiter.
Jupiter is also connected.
Related to the market we work with. So we are talking about a very international market. So I have international clients. I work in French, I work in Spanish, I work in Portuguese and English. I can imagine how international. You also speak Hungarian. So it could mean that you can have a big market full of clients from everywhere.
Being in Miami, moved from London. I mean, and we are also wondering.
The right city, Maria. What do you think? We all came from other countries to here. I mean, my story is Istanbul, Madrid, back to Istanbul, London 8 years, and now I'm in Miami since 2 years. And you as well.
Budapest, London, Miami. And is Miami the place for me to get the spark and a new beginning?
And now we're talking about another area of astrology.
Okay.
There is this study. I work a lot, especially because here in Geneva, 50% of the population is from everywhere. There is this thing called Astrocartography that I check for each person which place would bring certain energy. So for you, Miami has a very strong energy connected to a planet that is Neptune, that's related to the psychology, to something makes sense, to follow a path, to empathy, So what are you doing? Miami could bring you some different, sometimes even magic, profound stuff friendship, business. It's a special place for you to be, especially to make sense of what you're doing with your life. And also Neptune is also a planet related to give to others. So here you have this purpose to give to others. So
She's
what do
giving
you
to me?
Yeah. I'm giving to everybody with the podcast, right?
Another question you ask me, is it the right time to start something new? That's very interesting. That's a study I do. The name is predictions. So I study different ways of prediction and I check what is going on the sky right now, making contact to your birth chart. And it's a perfect time to start studying something. And it's going to be something that you're going to love. I could help the person to work on timing. Is this a good year to quit my job and start something new? Maybe it's not this year. Maybe it's better next year. The astrology help us to do that. And also besides that, there is this thing I do that I work with two people, maybe partners, maybe husband and wife, mother and son, to see the connection between the two, to tell them what are the conflict zones, to be aware, to make the relationship work better.
We will come to that for sure. I'm going to ask you that. But before we go there, I want to ask you, so as a family, you decide to move a country. So they can come to you and you can see their birth charts and see this is going to be good for you. How do you do that when someone comes to you as a family? Guys, remember before we were choosing between London and Miami, oh my God, we made like pros, cons, 4 months, 6 months. We were like, this is good, this is bad, this is good. What is going to be good for us? And at the end, some of us struggled a lot. Hello. And some of us didn't. It worked perfect. So we can come to you when we logistically change our lives.
Yes, and I work a lot with families. And mostly, I start with the mother, and then as a gift, she offers to the husband, and then I do the kids. And when this family decide to move, and if they have an option, I can study the best place for all the family. Of course, with too many members, sometimes it's good for one, it's hard for other, but it's good to know in advance because you know which area is going to be hard and the family can work before. For kids, what kind of school would be better for this kid? Maybe sometimes better to have different schools if we have different kids, different situations, but it helps a lot.
Yeah, and
Perfect. I wish I would know you before.
You're right. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go to Miami. So you ended up in the right place.
And can you do this also with summer holidays? Do people come to you and say, I'm not sure where to go, what the best destination for my family to just detox and relax?
Oh, yes. Sometimes they have no idea. Sometimes they don't travel a lot, or sometimes they travel so much that they out of ideas. So I do a study, and honestly, it's a big success because
The world is full of strange people.
so many countries, so many interesting places, and sometimes it's right there. Oh my God, when I was little, I dream about, and I forgot about this place I will love. I did this couple, they did a wedding anniversary and they were out of ideas. So we worked together. At the end, we found a very exotic place and they love it. Was amazing. They said, Mariana, we never thought about this for our second honeymoon and it was amazing. Everybody loved. They had the kids as well, so it was a honeymoon with kids.
Amazing.
We wanted to ask you about kids as well. So can we come to you
With the
Birth chart.
dates,
birth chart?
kids, yeah.
Yes, and can you help my kid because we are all full on parenting or want to get rid of parenting, both of us, and with your map and with your help, how we can approach our kids and even when they're babies. Because you told me it could be as a gift also for the families, right?
I think it's a wonderful gift when a child is born. Somebody offer, or sometimes it's the parents, the grandparents, or a friend. I said that I'm giving like a roadmap of this kid. It's so useful because, especially with big families, even if you have like 2 kids, they can be with the birth chart. I just tried to nurture the talents, to tell the parents, this kid needs more of this one more of that, just to prepare, because sometimes we are very intuitive, but sometimes the kid can be a mystery and the parents, they don't know how to deal with that kid. I just give information to increase the possibilities of this kid. And I have done birth chart of kids that were little, but I record, and when they're big enough, they can listen. And I also talk to them, listen, I hope one day you can listen to that and it's going to help you. And sometimes they call me and said, Mariana, I love it. How did you do so many things about me before I even start talking? I work a lot with kids, with teenagers. My goal is never to tell the kid, you're going to be this, you're going to do that. No, they're going to do whatever they want. I just want to make the most of their talents. You can even have a kid that's completely different from the parent. Imagine the parents both are engineering. The kid was born with a big talent for music.
Yeah.
Sometimes the parents, they said, oh no, let's put him in Kumon to learn math. And I said,
Yeah.
try
And
a
it
little.
happens so often that parents are pushing their own agenda on the kids, right? Their own things, that what they think is good for the kid. In astrology, the child has so many other talents and areas.
I'm a big example. I started engineering because of my father.
Oh,
Love what I do. And I remember I love astrology since I was a teenager. And I asked my dad, Dad, can you imagine if at the age of 16, 17, when I start university, I have told you like, Dad, I want to be an astrologer. What would you say? I would say that you're crazy. So that's what I try. It's not that I regret, but I think I could have been working with this my whole life. Before I start working in banking, I started painting. I painted many different things. I sold some of my art.
Oh,
So
wow.
a while I was a painter. Can you believe this?
so many talents, you know,
Yes.
and through life that you
I
experience so many things.
Everybody has many talents. We are not born with only one talent. Of course, life is made about choices. We all have many different talents. Sometimes we never pay attention, or we didn't have time, or because of life situation.
You have to focus on other things, but
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
have other talents that can be enhanced and
Sometimes
focus on.
fear, you know, people are
Sometimes fear.
afraid.
Air
Yes.
it's related to the logical side. This is something very interesting, even for the kids. We have 4 elements in astrology. I like to tell the parents this: when a child is born, just
Said that we got to see his parents are ready to listen.
we have 4 elements: fire, this enthusiastic action thing. We have earth, be more pragmatic. We have air, this logical, rational side. And we have water, is more emotive, emotional side. So when a child is born, just by the elements, I can tell the parents what kind of people, even like if you want to hire a nanny to take care of your kid, imagine this kid has more air in the birth chart. You need somebody that is talkative, very communicative, that's going to tell stories. That's the kind of person this kid wants to relate. You see, if you have a kid, how you need somebody active. This kid's going to start walking, running. So it's very useful to have this.
Unbelievable. Yes. I'm
Yeah.
so
Like
impressed by that right now. I am Aries. Do you say
You're
Aries?
Aries, so you're
I'm Aries
fire.
fire.
Yeah.
My son, Aquarius.
Like me.
So that's why we're constantly like this.
I'm Arian. I need sports. I said if I don't do sports every day, I don't know.
And Mariana,
You're
what?
Aries,
Yes.
so you need smart.
So when you have a son, Aquarius, so the clash is normal.
Depends.
One is fire sign, the other one is air.
gonna come to you anyway, so we don't have to, talk about this here because I'm gonna come to you for my son, for sure, not for my daughter. See,
it's complementary. You complement one to another. One is more talkative, the other one's more action oriented. But one thing to understand, the sun sign, it's like 10%, not depend on, but we have our ascendant, like for the kids, especially for the kids, we need to check the moon because when a child is born, the first relation, it's with the mother. They need the mother. So the moon is so important to the baby. And the moon tells what kind of action will nurture this kid. To give an example, so if this kid has a moon in Capricorn, they need more discipline, have more routine. If the kid is like a Cancer sign or Taurus sign that's more attached, so this is a kid that will need, I think all the kids need hugging and kissing and everything, but this kid will need more of that. But we are not only our sun side. So I have a lot of clients, they said, oh, I'm Taurus. I have a new boyfriend who is Scorpio. Is that okay? And I said, we need more information. Every relationship we can make it work. I think relationship, it's hard work. Marriage.
When someone has the same sign, the sun and the moon, what does that mean?
The sun is our nature. Okay. It's one of our focus. It's related to the father figure. The moon is related to more emotional side, the feminine, the mother figure. It's positive, but at the same time, I think it's interesting. We learn with another, complement each other. So there is no rule. We are forgetting about the ascendant. The ascendant is how people see us, how even we relate also to others. Imagine you have a lot of planets in the air sign, but you have ascendant in Capricorn. So all this communication could take some time. So this kid, he is a Gemini. He should be talking and asking questions, but he's ascendant Capricorn. Give him time. With time to mature the relationship, he'll start talking more. It's not only one thing, the sun or the moon, or we have Venus. Like for kids, when they start school, how they learn, what kind of school would fit to this kid, a big school, a small school, what kind of teacher, how he learns better, how he can relate to kids better. I was working with a family. We were talking about the two kids, how different they are. So I was telling the parents maybe they should be in different school, but if it's not possible, at least try to find teachers that would fit to this characteristics. There's always something to do. Tell you something you said about your husband and your son.
Yeah.
I that very often I put one birth chart on top of the other one, so how they interact, and when they have certain points of fight,
Disagreements, yes.
agreements to them, and it's amazing. I said, you need to be careful with this area. Here, it's an area that you should focus more. I work with many teenagers. They were fighting a lot with the parents. And once I show both parents, sometimes the parents were acting, thinking they were doing good and they were not. And they have the relationship improved a lot. Very interesting, this that we do with the kids and the parents.
We should try that.
Yeah.
Sure. Can you see me every week? Like every week for everything? Can I come?
And
I need you so much right now in my life.
And what about
So
people dating? People go to you with dating questions.
Dating? Why do you care? Do you are you gonna ever date ever again? Our listeners ever gonna date?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there.
Stories you cannot believe. I have a lot of people coming. I just met a person. I have sometimes married people who met another person, ask, what do you think about this person? Crazy that I only do the birth chart of somebody who's not in presence or with me, with the agreement of this person. I have some amazing stories. And I said, look, this person could be in love with you, but it's not a good time, stable relationship. So if you think you're going to leave your husband or wife for this person, it's not because of this. The other person comes to me and say, your work was amazing, because I was not ready at all to start something. I was just having fun. They all become clients. The couple, the lover,
I love triangles.
but yes, I tell when it's the good time of finding a person. And I think people are so lonely right now. I see a lot of people that they tell me that they want to be with someone, but they are sometimes depressed. They don't want to leave. So what I do, I tell the right time to go out, positive, to meet people, maybe find the love, or maybe just to meet nice people. I think in a certain way, I motivate the person to get out, to look for something good. So the timing in astrology is very powerful. Tell my clients, I can tell the good moments, but they can make it great. You don't have anything to just sit and wait. It's not how I work. We need to do something. There is our part, of course,
And we're getting close to wrapping it up.
Yes.
So
I can talk.
Yeah, we could talk for hours, for sure.
And then you need to go, but please, Mariana, tell me this.
But we were thinking of this idea of looking ahead, and I know that it's not your specialty to work on world astrology. We would like for our listeners to have a positive outlook for 2026.
Because 2025 is not ending. That's why.
Because it seems, yes, right?
Never gonna end. No, it's a three
it's a
years
tough
feeling.
year, at least for me. Do you foresee 2026 and maybe a positive outlook for?
I said, mundane astrology is not my specialty. There is this astrology I like to give hope, because I feel people completely hopeless. Although I know 2025 tough year, there is this astrologer. I even got the book. His name was André Barbeau, a French guy. He was famous for mundane astrology. He made a lot of incredible predictions. He said that 69 men would get to the moon. 2008, 2011, he went to a medical congress and said, I have a prediction that between 2020, 2022, a lot of people will die from a certain disease, a pandemic. Affected in France at the time, but they said, oh, come on, Andrea. Come on, we trust you, but we'll be able to fix
Overcome.
it. Exactly. And he said, and they asked, it's not going to be a war? And said, no, it's not a war. It's something more related to the black fever, because we study planetary cycles. So we repeat sometimes things that happened before. And he died at the age of 98 in 2019 without knowing he was right about the pandemic. And his next prediction that I'm very attached, 2026 and 2028, we would have the best period of the century. Believe it or not. Give me goosebumps. We have like a lot of planets changing signs. We have Pluto changed finally to Aquarius, Neptune and Saturn in Aries. We have Uranus in Gemini, and they all making a positive connection. But this positive connection will start only from like next year, especially like in February, and it's gonna bring us something very positive. I know it's hard to believe when I said it, but this man never did a wrong prediction. So it's going to be better for the collective. We had something similar, but this time it's even more powerful when we have the Industrial Revolution in a way improve the life of most of the people. So just to give hope, I believe in this, and I'm very positive about it. I think new technology will help people. I think people will think we are all related. There's no such a thing that one country. I think we need to
Work together.
Yeah.
And I think it's a
as
big
a collective.
Sorry, you said how many years is it going to be? Like how long?
2 years from 2026 to 2000.
he said
Okay, I'm good with that.
from 2026 to 2028, very positive.
So since astrology has been around for thousands of years, then fingers crossed that he's right
Right.
about and it will happen.
My question to everybody, we cannot save or help everybody else, but at least we can help some people. Let's do our part. I try to bring the best of each person, but I also worried about what can you do for the collective? What can you do for your neighbor? Let's do something.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here, for giving us your time and energy. We're learning new things, and hopefully this is going to help other people who are listening to us.
Of course.
We're
Thank
gonna
you
leave
so much, really. And
contact-
this is our first YouTube video as
Yeah,
well. Show our faces.
Thank you so much for the opportunities.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure having you. You're adorable.
All
And
contacts will be in our description, Instagram and YouTube, everywhere, right?
Yes.
Thank you for confirming my good intuition about studying and starting over. It means a lot.
I just want to tell you something I told my husband yesterday. If I was living in Miami, I would love to be your friends because you are such a amazing.
Now you're our friend. Thank you, Mari.
Thank you.
Prazer ter você aqui. Um beijo.
Obrigada.
Tchau, tchau.